Hey, what's going, y'all? I'm the other Ray J. Thanks for stopping by. Now, this is not the formal way I usually do videos. At least if you were able to see me while I'm in motion, I would at least have my phone on a little stand or whatever you want to call it. But don't pay attention to the picture. Just listen to my sexy voice. But yeah, get right to the title. No, man, not all black women are the same. They're not. So, as a disclaimer, this is not a black woman bashing video. So, let's get that out the way right now. This is not a black woman bashing video. So, what do I mean by not all black women are the same? Well, there's been like an awakening in the so-called black community altogether. Basically, a lot of us, including myself, are starting to find out who we really are. That a lot of us didn't come from Africa. So, a lot of us were already here, long before anybody even knew any history. A lot of us were basically the original Native Americans, the original so-called Native Americans. So this kind of ties into why I feel not all black women are the same. Because not all so-called black women originated from Africa. Ironically, a lot of these same women that aren't originated from Africa, a lot of them are still lost in their identity of who they really are. So there are some who are discovering their identity, and they call themselves Hebrew Israelites. So there are some so-called black women who have discovered who they are in their entirety, in their beauty, and you see it in them. And you see it in them as a Hebrew Israelite woman, as well as those who have discovered the other aspect of what being Hebrew is in North America. That is being an original so-called Native American. So I'm starting to see a beauty in a lot of the so-called black women that I've never seen before. A lot of them look like a lot of the so-called Native American ancestors. And it shows in the way that they carry themselves and the way that they live their lives, given they've become more devout, less ghetto, less ratchet. And so once again, this is the reason why, one of the reasons why not all black women are the same. So for all of my Hebrew and even so-called Native American women that were once identified with the black background, basically y'all two are the same, the Hebrew and the Native American. One day y'all got to tie that in together one day. But that's for another story, another video. I won't get into all that right now. But don't feel offended when someone's talking about black women. If you're a Hebrew or you identify yourself with the Native American background per se, that should not apply to you. You shouldn't feel affected by it. Especially if you're not one that carries yourself in a ratchet or ghetto way. You're set apart. This even goes for a lot of the Christians out there. And I hope that a lot of you Christian women start to get in tune with your Hebrew background as well. If you know you come from a Hebrew background. If you don't know your African background, if you don't know what tribe in Africa you come from, more than likely you come from a Hebrew background. Especially if you hear your family members talk about Chickasaw, Choctaw, Shoshone, Potawatomi, Cherokee, Seneca, Sac and Fox, you name it. If you hear that in your family, chances are you're not from Africa. You're from North America. So start knowing about that history and knowing how your Hebrew heritage ties with that history. Being Hebrew is not a religion. Being Hebrew is a heritage. It's more than a relationship. It's not this thing like where you hear in Christianity where I don't have a religion, I have a relationship with God. No, when you understand who you are, becoming Hebrew and that you're Hebrew, it's more than a relationship. It's your heritage. It's what the Creator put upon you as your heritage. Now, there are some Hebrews who do have ties to Africa. That's for sure. And even that woman herself, she's a modest woman. She's not scantily clad or wearing ghetto clothes and fake hair and all that makeup and stuff, or excessive makeup. That she doesn't do that. She's modest in her appearance. She doesn't want to give off the type of sexuality because it becomes a form of sorcery after a while. So this is what I mean by not all black women are the same, because if you're a Hebrew, whether you come from North America or from Africa, but you're Hebrew, if you will, you're not giving off that type of sorcery with your body, which it would mean lust. This is what I mean in this form of sorcery. You're drawing lust from how you dress and how you appear yourself. Don't feel offended when you hear a man on YouTube or when you're abroad. Don't feel offended when he's talking about a black woman and how they act and how they dress and how they carry themselves. If you're a Hebrew and you live your life as a Hebrew, that should not affect you. That should not affect you, sweetie. If you're living the Hebrew way, you living unto the Most High, him talking about a black woman per se does not affect you, because you don't identify with that background no more. You don't identify with that lifestyle no more. You don't identify with those type of attitudes no more. You don't identify with that. You have a very modest, very humble, very submissive background. In many ways, in regards to the red pill, for all of my Hebrew women, you prove a lot of men who have taken the red pill wrong. He doesn't have to see that, oh, this black woman's a thought. No, because you don't identify and carry yourself as a black woman. You're identified and carry yourself as a Hebrew. You represent the Most High. So all of a sudden, this red pill guy feels dumbstruck, awestruck, that, wow, this is a decent woman. This goes against my knowledge of what the red pill is. In many ways, this Hebrew woman has taken the red pill herself. OMG, I think I like this lady. I think I can actually talk to this lady. The red pill man can't talk to that black woman, because the whole idea of what a black woman is carnal. It's sorcery. It's witchcraft. It's being lost in the sauce, not knowing your heritage, being tied into being pro-African. It's okay to be pro-African if you know about your African background. Nothing wrong with that. But just keep in mind also at the same time, not to flip it and make it complicated, keep in mind that some African women are also knowing of their Hebrew background, because some of the African women are of a Hebrew descent. Not all African women, but some of them are. They represent the descendants of Jacob. Not all of the African women, but some of them do. You just have to know who they are. Now, I'm not going to go into the spiel about all the different divisions of the tribes and all of that. That's not what this video is about. It's just so hopefully that if there is a Hebrew woman looking at this video, that you no longer feel offended by a man talking about black women per se. And like I said, this is not a black woman bashing video either. So even when I say things about the details of a black woman per se, black women per se, if you're listening to me right now, learn about your Hebrew background. Learn about where you're really from. Maybe you're not Hebrew, but just learn about where you're really from so you don't be lost in the sauce no more. Some of you might be Geechee. Learn about Geechee. Learn about if you're Haitian. Even the Haitians have a different background. Learn about that. Learn about where you're really from. Don't be tied into this whole essence of just what being black is. Become the type of woman that your ancestors were. Grow in that. Get strong in that. Because men value those things. He doesn't value a ratchet chick. He only uses a ratchet chick like fast food. Just like they use men for fast food, huh? So, and men, brothers, all my brothers, please stop dealing with these black women. Deal with a Hebrew. Learn about Hebrew. Learn about your background. You're lost too. Learn about your background so that you can know why not all black women are the same.